You know, it's been 4 years since this senior class and I kind of got here and started rebuilding, you know, what we have here. There was a lot to work with when we showed up, but at the same time, from where we started to where we are now has been an incredibly rewarding process. And I think our identity starts there. This senior class, you know, those four, it's Jackie, Aubrey, Sarah, and Sylvie. They started this project with me the same year. We both showed up on campus, you know, together for the first time. And so now we see them graduate at the end of this season. And I think the rebuilding process, they haven't gotten a reward out of it yet in terms of victory. I mean, yeah, we've been winning more and more, but this year I feel like they're looking for their hard work to pay off. And it's now coupled with a team that is no longer inexperienced at the positions. Last year we had so many freshmen and sophomores starting for the first time, and to think that we were a couple points really away from making the playoffs is pretty incredible. No one leaves, we have everyone returning. Add that hunger with the senior class and 3 freshmen who show up with talent. I think that this is a year, an important year for us for sure. You know, we were 8-10 in conference last year, and of those 10 losses we lost 4 of them in 5 sets. And so a couple, I mean, that's what I mean, we're a couple points away from being 1 or 2 spots out of the playoffs to really 4th, 3rd place in a great league. I'm not saying that that's what we expect just going in, but we know what we're capable of for sure. We do not, I don't think we're in a position now to say that because of youth and inexperience that we can let 5 setters get away from us. I think it's the little things this year. Start with Jackie, she's kind of the core of our team. Those who've been watching us now for 4 years have seen Jackie for 4 years really step up on the court, you know, every time she comes out there. She's as reliable as they come. She's a returning captain. She's a returning record holder. She broke 2 big records last year. She's on pace to do it again this year. It starts with her. What she does for the team is pretty amazing. I mean, she's our best passer. She's our best defender. Teams have to avoid her, and you know, our team really rallies around her in terms of which direction we're going. So it starts with her. Steph and Lauren, it's impossible to ignore our 2 middles if you're looking at our team from a scouting perspective. So we've started saying this last year. You know, when teams come to play us, they're going to probably be paying attention to our 2 middles and trying to slow them down. As freshmen last year, they both were statistically towards the top of the conference in what they were doing. I believe Lauren at one point was, you know, leading the league in points scored per set. For a middle, that's pretty impressive. So those 2 come back. They got, you know, it seems like they had a good spring and they're getting stronger. I think we'll be fine with those 2 for sure. We're starting off in Marquette at a tournament with Northern. It's our 3rd time now, the 3rd, I guess, version of we're co-sponsoring the tournaments up here. So 2 seasons ago we were there. Last year we had the Keweenaw Classic here at Tech, which was great. Start off there this year. Fort Hays State, Lake State, Upper Iowa, and Cedarville, the 4 teams. But then, so after Northern, we go to Upper Iowa, which is, they're in the Northern Sun Conference, best conference in D2 volleyball by far. And we'll play a handful of Northern Sun teams when we go there. And then we're down to Parkside for a midweek out-of-conference game before we start up GLIAC play. And that's good. It's probably going to be a great match too. Last year we split. They beat us here on our very first match of the season, and then later in the year we beat them in 5 at the crossover. Good team, good coach. So it's a real strong opening schedule. But it gives us a good mix of, I think, of probably teams that we'd be chasing in any kind of race there, and then certainly teams that we feel like we ought to beat. Anyone who watches or understands GLIAC volleyball will tell you Grand Valley Ferris are always going to come in a good team. Grand Valley making the Final Four last year, Ferris right on their heels, I think they're going to be leading the pack. Findlay doesn't lose much. You know, I think they had a really young and talented team last year. Saginaw Valley also returns a lot of very good players, and they just consistently get better as the year goes on. So you can almost guarantee that they're going to be, you know, contending for one of the top spots. Northern, as always, big and strong, well coached, and I think once they become a little more disciplined from last year, they are going to be a real strong team. You know, I think from that group I just mentioned, throw us in there, throw Hillsdale in there, ODU comes back strong. I think, you know, I think it's going to be a pretty competitive year. Top 8, I think, yeah, I think we're in the top 8 for sure.